There's no pain greater than loving a TV show, getting invested, hyping it up, and then watching it completely implode. Like one day you're watching peak entertainment at the edge of your seat storytelling, characters that you die for, and the next thing you know, the main character is in a coma for 3 seasons, the villain is dating their long lost twin, and somehow everybody's zombies now. And let's be honest, when it comes to absolutely destroying a show's potential, no one does it better than Netflix. I mean, these guys will greenlight anything, cancel it at its peak, run it into the ground until the writers even forget what the show's supposed to be about. And we're talking plot holes you could drive a truck through, character arcs that nosedive harder than my GPA, and finales that make you question if the writers even watch their own show. Today we're diving into TV shows that fell off so hard they'll probably get amnesia on the way down. Let's get into it. Number 1, Very Odd Parents. Now, don't get me wrong, this show was a gem. This was a great show. Until they just didn't know when to stop. The show thrived with Timmy, Cosmo, and Wanda, and a mix of clever jokes and wacky adventures. Then they added Poof. Okay, that's fine. Then they added Sparky the dog. Alright, that's pushing it. But then Chloe, a whole second fairy kid. At this point, they were just throwing ideas at the wall, hoping that one would stick to bring a huge spike to the amount of people watching. Then the show completely lost its charm, no pun intended. I don't even think Cosmo and Wanda could bring back the magic. And by the time the show finally got canceled, barely anyone was watching. A sad ending for what used to be one of Nick's best. Number 2, Danny Phantom.
Boo?
I am a ghost.
Now this one is my favorite TV show in the entire galaxy, universe, everything. This kid who could turn into ghost and go through walls, like I need whatever superpower that is. I want to go invisible and go through walls. I would never have to worry about sneaking into or out of places that I'm not even supposed to be in to begin with. Like detention. I was never even in class to begin with. But where the show really fell off was that bro started fighting the most basic villains. Like Undergrowth. What kind of villain name is that? Like I can't even take it seriously. Undergrowth? He's a giant plant ghost that takes over Amenity Park. The Swamp Thing style villain idea was pretty cool, but he really had no motivation besides being a plant with like human features. Plus, his defeat was way too quick and easy. Danny literally just got ice powers and immediately wins. Like there's no real struggle in the show at all. I think where they could have improved is by getting supervillains that take at least 3 to 5 episodes to defeat. It seems like every fight they've been in just ends at the end of the episode, and it was so generic. It was kind of like one of those other boring cartoons that you would watch. Number 3, SpongeBob SquarePants.
I am endeavoring to misappropriate the formulary for the preparation of affordable comestibles. Who will join me? I don't get it.
We all know him and love him. The bright yellow cube-shaped head, rabbit teeth bandit. Easily one of the greatest cartoons of all time, but let's be real. It hasn't been the same since the early 2000s. I remember being a kid, my mom would buy me the CD packed with all the SpongeBob episodes, and I would binge watch them for days. The golden era with episodes like Band Geeks and Chocolate with Nuts gave us the peak comedy and iconic moments. But after the passing of the creator Stephen Hillenburg, the transition into the new era, the show's humor just took like a complete nosedive. All the characters just seemed to become more parodies of themselves. Mr. Krabs went from being greedy but funny to straight up evil and abusive. SpongeBob went from being an innocent goofball to an overly hyper childish maniac. Patrick went from being dumb but lovable to aggressively stupid and mean. Squidward stopped being the relatable grump and just became a punching bag for no reason. It just isn't that fun and silly SpongeBob that we grew to know and love. Number 4, Prison Break. Now Michael was truly a different breed. He intentionally got arrested just to escape with his brother. Where on earth do you find that kind of love? Is it on Amazon, eBay, Temu, Alibaba? Somebody please tell me. And don't we just love when a show falls off from what it originally started from? They went from breaking out of prison to working with the cops and trying all sorts of stuff. My thing is, I wouldn't mind if they dragged Michael breaking out of prison for all the 5 seasons. Because clearly season 1 was the only season that was good. There are so many things that went wrong with this show, like Michael got out of jail just to go back in jail. What happened with Sarah was crazy. She didn't deserve anything that happened to her. It's sad that she ended up in the middle of all of this. Bagwell. The fact that the writers let him live on for so long just infuriates me. Number 5, Johnny Test.
Dad, why are we here so early? The water's not even awake yet.
I guess that turbocharged backpack couldn't shoot you all the way to the top because you fell off. All right, let's talk about Johnny Test. The show was basically Diet Dexter's Lab with an extra sugar and a skateboard. If you grew up in the early 2000s, you probably remember flipping through channels and somehow, some way, Johnny Test was always on. My thing is, loud does not equal funny. The biggest reason Johnny Test fell off is because they relied on one thing and one thing only, and that's just being loud.
Hide me! Hide me!
What does he want this time?
He wants me to shower!
Get under the couch.
Where is he, boy? I know you're part pointer. Now where is he?
Like, early Johnny Test had actual jokes, clever writing, and character moments. But later seasons, it felt like the writers just went, hey, what if we just replaced every joke with a whip crack sound effect? And I'm talking, they abused the heck out of this sound. Like, every interaction, every movement, every breath, you're just always gonna hear it in the back of your head. And the show was just super repetitive. Johnny gets science experiment from sister. Johnny uses said science experiment. Chaos happens. Bling bling boy sims over Susan. Johnny somehow fixes everything in the last 2 minutes. Repeat for 6 seasons. There you go. That's Johnny Test. You're welcome. And my thing is, some of these shows were absolutely classics, but not every cartoon can stay the same forever. Not every cartoon can stay great forever. So what do you think? Thank you guys. I love you.